Hey guys, SmoothJK here. So after some research on Reddit and things like that, some thought, I finally come to a decision on who I'm going to enhance between Luneth and Dark Knight Cecil. And I'll also mention that I had to do some farming, quite a bit actually, to get the tier 3 materials from the story event. So if you didn't know, the Romans discovery here, 90 energy, and Promise Beyond Time, 85 energy. They have pretty good drop rates for things like power, crystals and stuff like that, whatever they're called. Also support, tech, guard, I think. But I ran this I don't know, more than 10, 15 times yesterday. I had enough tier 4 and tier 5, but I didn't have enough tier 3, so I kept running it over and over. And you collect tier 4 for other types as well, so it's very useful. Anyway, sorry. I basically decided to go with Luneth. Now, there's a number of reasons for that. I'll talk about that now. He doesn't have best in slot gear because I don't have enough TMs. I'm actually farming up, quick assault. I need to farm up another Dark Knight Soul actually, because I plan on having him wear heavy armor because it's worth it for the extra 20% wearing the armor and then 30% for the sword. But anyway, this is more or less what he's going to be wearing. I'm going to have a Dark Knight Soul here. I'm going to have a quick assault here. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, he's at 835 attack. Currently, all my best stuff, I think, is on Tidus. I think he's pretty much best in slot right now. I believe so, yeah. So anyway, the reason why I'm doing Luneth is because the main thing that separates Dark Knight Cecil from Luneth and makes him a better finisher, on paper, by the numbers, is the fact that he has a very strong Imperil. His Soul Eater, even at +1, has a 100% dark resist Imperil, which is really powerful. Obviously, it's going to give you a ton more damage. But he does have that thing where, he loses 60% health per attack, and you have to kind of heal in between to keep him alive and all that stuff. It's a lot of maintenance, but it's worth it for that 100% dark Imperil. But the reason why I'm going with Luneth is because I'm going to have him as a finisher, and Tidus is my chainer. And as you know, Tidus has an Imperil of his own. His Blitz Ace in Limit Burst, when it's maxed out, has a 100% water Imperil. So I'm going to have 100% water Imperil on him anyway, and Luneth, since he's element neutral, he's going to be able to take advantage of that with the Aqua Blade here. So that's why I think he's the better choice over Dark Knight Cecil. And he has higher attack stats once you have his abilities upgraded. So let's go ahead and go to the dummy and test him out. Just stock Luneth with 835 attack. Not best in slot or anything, but let's see how he is just at default, and then we'll compare him with after the enhancements or ability awakening. So be right back. Alright, so I'm back. So let's go ahead and test this out. I'm not going to do any attack buffs or things like that because I do want to test out the advanced cut through combo at some point. So this is a stock Luneth. Let's go do cut through. Right now it's a 2.5 multiplier with a 25% defense ignore. So it works up to about a 3.33 multiplier. So yeah, that was modest damage, I would say. 255k. Okay, yeah, I didn't mean to do that. So 255k is the the baseline. So we'll see what happens when he's enhanced. I'll be right back again. Okay, I wasn't going to record this, but I decided that I would just to see the difference in numbers. So as you remember, his attack was 835 with the Esper on. First, let's do Swordmaster and see how much it goes up. This basically turns him to a Gilgamesh. He gets weapon passives for like 4 different types of weapons, the really good common ones. So this is really going to bump up his attack. Okay, let's do it again. Wow. Okay, so he went from 835 with the Esper on to 979. So that's like 140 increase, and he's still not even close to best in slot yet. So he's definitely going to go over 1,000. You know what? Just for kicks, let's see what happens when we put on a couple of better materials here. I just want to see the over 1,000 because I've actually never been over 1,000. I don't have like an olive. I don't have anybody that can really go over 1,000. So I'm really curious to see. Yeah, that looks pretty sweet. Okay. Anyway, obviously I'm not going to strip my Tidus. What did I have here before? Attack plus 15, I think. Yeah. So don't worry, Luneth. I'll get better stuff for you in a couple of days. But yeah, that looks pretty sweet. 835 to 979 or whatever. Pretty darn sweet. Let me just put this on. I didn't really think through how I was going to do this video, so I apologize if it's kind of all over the place. But you know, if you watched me for any amount of time, you know that's how I roll. So anyway, 979 attack now. Now let's upgrade his cut through. Hopefully I have enough awakening materials. I'm assuming I do. 14, 25. Okay, I think I do. All right, cut through +1, and now cut through +2. I'm not gonna do advanced, and I'll explain why in just a little bit. All right, guys, let's do a little bit of testing here. All right, so the stock Luneth without the awakenings or whatever was 255 in a single turn. So I guess 510k in 2 turns. So let's see what the difference is now. First, we'll do cut through with just by itself, and then we're going to do a little bit of extra testing as well. Okay, nice, nice. It went from 255 to 831k in 1 turn. So that's like more than 3 times the damage. Now let's do Embolden, because I want to compare some things here. Embolden and cut through again. All right, so it went up from like 831 or something to 988. So about 170k more, which is really good. Let's just call that 1,000,000 just to make the math a little easier to remember. So 1,000,000 in 1 turn with Embolden. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do Advance. If you enhance it, he would do like the 2x multiplier attack along with it, but obviously he doesn't do that. So he did Advance, and now he has Slay instead of Cut Through. So let's see what this does. And keep in mind that Advance overwrote the Embolden because it's a higher attack percentage. So let's see what happens. Oh, nice. All right, so in 2 turns, he did 1.4 million. So as you can see, until you fully enhance Advance, it's not worth using. You know, Embolden or whatever better buffs you have is enough, and then just use Cut Through twice in 2 turns. Now, if you do Advance +2 and then a Slay afterward, that will do more damage than the Embolden +2 Cut Throughs. That's what somebody on Reddit calculated. It will do more, but again, if we have a future enhanced Ramza with a 100% buff, or maybe even a Zargabas 60% buff, it's going to basically close any advantage of using Advance. So in the long run, Advance is not worth it. So anyway, that was my testing. Let's see just a regular cut through now without the Slay. Yeah, so it does more than 1,000,000. And again, this was like with the advanced 60% attack buff, 1.06. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't enhance advance, and just the cut through and the stat difference is pretty crazy. As you can see, it went from 255k in one turn to almost a million in one turn with embolden and all that stuff. Maybe that's not a fair comparison. It went from 255 to about 831k. So crazy stuff. That's with no buffs, no support abilities whatsoever. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed watching. I'm really glad I did this, and I guess I'll try to tackle a Guion very shortly. A little nervous because I don't have Frevia or Eileen, but we'll see what happens. Take care.